Good afternoon, I'm Annabelle Regan with Hunter News. The Greens have launched their campaign for the seats of Newcastle and Wallsend for the upcoming March state election, with a vision for the clean energy future for residents in the Hunter. The plan intends to stabilise household power bills, eliminate greenhouse gas emissions and create tens of thousands of new jobs in the Hunter. The move away from coal mining and coal seam gas drilling would be replaced by renewable energy technologies like wind generators and solar power. New South Wales Greens MP John Kay says coal and gas mines are unnecessary for the Hunter's economic future.
Labor left the Hunter pockmarked with coal mines. The coalition is pushing ahead with gas mining in the Hunter. Neither of these are necessary to secure either the energy outcomes or the employment that's necessary to maintain a strong community.
Port Stephens MP Kate Washington has put the possibility of a public high school in Midday on her state election agenda. The lack of high school means students currently living in the area have to travel large distances to schools in Raymond Terrace, Nelson Bay or Newcastle. Kate Washington says the situation is creating a case of commuting for education.
The kids are going in every direction, to Newcastle, out to Nelson Bay, Maitland and over to Raymond Terrace. And the timing of their days, some of them start at 7 a.m. and they're not getting back until after 4:30. So these kids, it's like they're starting work already. They've got long hours and it's not in a safe manner.
But Port Stephens MP Craig Bauman says a public high school in Midday would mean surrounding schools are forced to close their doors.
The department and the ministry are monitoring the population figures very, very closely. The population will not justify the investment to build a high school in Midday. You'd have to close one of the other Raymond Terrace high schools. Which one do you want to close? Irrawang or Hunter River High?
The Cancer Council is moving to stamp out smoking in the Hunter with calls to ban retail outlets selling cigarettes near schools. New South Wales Health has identified high concentrations of tobacco retail around the region's schools, making it easier for pupils to experiment. Cessnock the worst with 133 businesses. Cancer Council Regional Manager Shane Connell says it's on the back of data indicating most smokers have already lit their first cigarette before age 17.
We've got 14, 15, 16-year-olds who about 20% of them have tried cigarettes in the last week. And if we're going to stop the next demographic in the Hunter region of coming through with serious health concerns related to smoking, then we need to start being serious about limiting the access, or at least regulating the access, so that we can reduce the likelihood of young people taking up smoking.
One of Newcastle's oldest baseball teams, the White Sox, will soon have a new home ground at Wallsend. Work is underway to upgrade Plattsburgh Park with a large steel mesh back net already completed and a baseball diamond complete with dugouts for players and scorers due to be completed by April, in time for the start of season. Newcastle Lord Mayor Natalia Nelm says the council has contributed $20,000 towards a $65,000 project.
There's a combination of funding from Council, from the Department of Sport and Recreation, and also the White Sox have been fundraising for over a decade to make sure that they have a very large contribution to this project.
Meanwhile, White Sox President Phil Davies says the club has been nomadic for the past couple of seasons.
We've been 10 years without or on the look for a ground, so we've had to play the last couple of seasons without a home base. So to establish, and particularly in the western area, is a fantastic day for White Sox.
How long have the White Sox been going now?
1946
were established, so we're in our 69th year.
The Hunter's current tourism spending figures have reached their highest amount since records have been kept. After breaking the $2 billion mark in the year to September 2014, the figures now stand at $2.2 billion in 1 year. The rise in spending could be partly contributed to the low Australian dollar, making the option to travel locally more appealing than overseas holidays. Now with sport, Belinda Dallas-Harris.
The Newcastle Jets' fate has been sealed today as owner Nathan Tinkler appears before the FFA for crisis talks in Sydney. He's meeting with Chief Executive David Gallop, Chief Financial Controller John Kelly and A-League boss Damien DeBowen to allay fears the Jets are no longer a viable concern. Senior management will also hold urgent discussions with Hunter Sports Group over ongoing operational issues, lack of players and the club's growing debt bill. The Knights are focusing on the positives despite being bundled out of the Auckland Nines by eventual champions South Sydney in the quarter-final. Second rower Robbie Rocco has told Knights TV they enjoyed being pushed outside their comfort zone.
We don't train 9 on 9 at training, so it's a bit more open and takes 2 minutes and you're gassed and then you're looking for the sideline. But, it's all enjoyable and all the boys had a lot of fun.
And Hunter Melbourne Cup champion Protectionist will return to Broadmeadow for a trial run today ahead of this month's Group 2 Peter Young Stakes in Caulfield. That's Sport. I'm Belinda Dallas-Harris.
2NURFM News Time is 11 past 12.